don't really care. I've got another guy.
But do you actually not? Do you actually not?
No, no.
Is that a thing?
I
Share my
I think there's a
right
lot of
partner.
value to be gained from both sides of the industry,
Oh yeah. Oh, you're
especially
recording now.
if
You're recording now.
I'm recording now.
Wait.
You okay? You gonna be able to compose yourself, mate?
It's because I'm looking at myself, bro. Okay, I'm alright. Alright. Good to know.
All right, we've got episode 2 of the CBJ Bodybuilding Radio. We've got Josh here. Josh, a good
Yo,
friend of mine.
what is
Um,
up?
we only had a brief chat before we started,
Bro, we spoke for
but
like 5 seconds.
yeah, that's why it was brief. Would you like me to use a more specific word, man? How should I word it next time, hey?
We did it. We didn't talk at all.
Okay. How you doing, man? Do you train much this week? Is everything back
Training
into
this
the
week,
rhythm?
like I've been good, bro. Training recently has been, it's been alright. Like I was, uh, I was sort of running myself through the ground with training lately, but
How recently?
I think the last like month, I'd say. But look,
Okay.
the reason why, like, bro, my coach has me sitting at like in that normally in like 2-1 in reserve, right?
hmm
But my issue is I just fucking go balls to wall. Like
You
my
find it
one,
hard to do
bro,
that 1 to 2 rep in
yeah, like
reserve? Yeah.
I like just because like in the moment there'll be like spouts of it. Like in the moment, it'll feel good to me, and then the thought of just like okay, I'm at one now, like just call it.
Yeah.
The the rush gets so high that the thrill of it gets so high. I'm just like, nah, fuck it, keep going, and then I pull out another like 3 or 4 like that just aren't effective reps that are just
Mm.
beyond failure.
I'd I'd be interested to know what happens to like your progression if you were to adopt like a 1 to 2
Bro,
RAR
same.
approach.
Like
But it's hard.
I think the only last week, probably the only last week, maybe 2 weeks, I've been like pretty adamant on staying at that 2-1. Um, because like recently we run zero in reserve, and I was just thrashed. Like going into the session knowing I'm at zero, I would thrash myself. Um, but having the ability to just pull back is just hard because I love training. Like put bodybuilding
Mm.
aside and put the idea of progression aside. I just love training.
Yeah.
Like I just love chasing that progression by running myself through the ground, even though it's ironic.
If only progress would occur if you just run yourself into the ground. Like that would be
Yeah.
a
Like,
cool
bro,
way to
because
go about it.
my joints right now kind of feeling it.
Yeah.
Um, but like there was a run last year in a block I had where I pretty much progressed every week. I think this was at that time I was chasing 7 plates on the hack
Mm.
every week where I was progressing. I think for the whole 12-week block I progressed.
Were you
I
taking
th
50/50s?
what do you mean?
Say you do 8 reps. And you're like, oh, this next rep's going to be a 50/50. I'm not sure
Nah,
if it's
bro.
going to,
Nah,
you would just,
it was just like okay, I'm going, and then I would. I don't even think any were like. If I look back at clips, I don't think any of them. I don't think I failed reps on that run to seven
mm,
plates. I'd have like a bit of a spot towards the end.
yep.
I never failed a rep leading up to that 7 plates.
Says something, man.
But then after
I
that,
think,
bro, I loaded 7 plates and I can't do it. I can't do it again. My knees can't do it.
mm, I reckon that's the biggest bottleneck in being able to do more work in like a training block is
Yeah.
connective tissue. Like
Yeah.
when you're training hard and you're keeping execution within, I don't know, 0 to 1 RIR, like, and you keep adding volume because you can handle it, and you might still be progressing, but then your joints just don't handle it. They can't handle
Yeah.
it.
Like, bro, I think the idea of, I know for me, I find that when I know I'm doing, for example, a session where it's 2 in reserve, my approach to that set isn't as effective as if I'm going, um, you know, attacking that set as if it's 0.
Yeah.
I sort of sandbag it, if you get what I mean.
Well, the mentality is different. I notice the
Yeah.
same thing. You can make a lighter load look as difficult and, match reps for what you could do on a heavier load
Yeah.
just with how you go into a set. Like the other week, I got sick with food poisoning, so I went back in as soon as I could, but couldn't. I just felt like shit. And I made overhead extensions 5 kilos lighter, as hard as 5 kilos heavier, but for the same reps. But I didn't go into that set thinking I was going to leave nothing in the tank. It was more, let's go in and get just some movement happening.
Yeah.
But it was still a hard set, but it wasn't as hard and heavy. So that sort of says something to me.
This week as well, bro, I haven't really been looking back at past week's numbers. I've kind of just gone in and just executed, and whatever I get, right?
Mm.
I think sometimes, like myself, bro, people get so caught up on chasing numbers and comparing to like weeks prior. But then, like, obviously, you can compare weeks prior from like a data standpoint. But if you are looking at it visually and actually seeing how effective the reps are between the 2 weeks, the numbers don't necessarily mean anything.
Yeah, especially if you're forcing progression
Yeah.
at the detriment of execution, right? Which is very common.
Yeah.
People go into one session and think, oh yeah, I've progressed the rep, but it looks completely different to the first one.
Yeah. That's why
Getting...
now I've been sort of filming everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, lat training's a big one I've
Mm.
noticed because I'm really honing in and being really specific on maintaining scapular depression and keeping tension through the lat. And like you can't force those reps. As
No.
soon as you do, you lose. It's not an effective rep. You lose
Yeah.
tension, or you rotate, or so many people. I was one of them. Didn't know how to train lats properly.
Bro, same. I was just doing bicep curls. Bro, it's what my back
Or
never grew.
yeah, or you turn it into an upper back movement, right?
Yeah.
With like thoracic extension, and you're not saying stacked, and not just focusing on, moving through the shoulder. But yeah, it's made a big difference. But you do then have to take your ego off the table,
Mm.
which is not easy for some people.
Do you find like, because you only train at Worlds, right? You only train at, like,
Yeah,
you don't train
that's
anywhere
something I
else.
was going to ask you. You've been moving around a
I
bit,
jump
like you
around
train.
sometimes,
Yeah,
and ego just differs gym to gym, bro. Like the environment really does dictate how my session kind of goes. Because like in an environment, in a Worlds, for example, out where I am, the environment there is so different to Refined, like the gym I train at now. Because Refined, it's quite a smaller community. It's a bit of the younger crowd, some high schoolers in there, a lot more gym pop. So ego at that gym is sort of not really existent. when you compare it to like a worlds, for example, it's, you know, I'm not gonna say like stereotypically it is what it is, but it is.
Mm.
Um,
Is
you
that
know,
because you're a stronger person at refined, and like you're sort of
uh,
at that
you
upper
could,
echelon of?
I guess you could say that, but like at refined, bro, everyone sort of just keeps themselves. It's a little bit like, everyone just does their own sort of thing. Um, but in at worlds, obviously everyone's, you know, kind of looking at each other. I take part in this sometimes. Like if that guy's doing 60 on the incline dumbbell, I'm going over, I'm
It's
looking,
impressive, man, and that's what's cool about a bit of a community
and
at that gym as well, right?
like it does sort of it does get the adrenaline pumping a bit. It does give you a kick in the ego, as a guy as well. If you are seeing like smaller individuals like lifting really, really heavy weight, like, you're gonna go over there and think, oh, I gotta go do some heavy weight as well. Like, but like it can go down sort of two ways. Like you can go and just ego lift, right?
Yeah.
In that sort of environment, you can just go in and just ego lift, or you can sort of just acknowledge it, be kind of supportive, and just continue to do your own thing, just ego out the window. But in an environment where it's just like 50 dudes, testosterone through the roof, super physiological levels, like it is hard to like to not let the ego get to you.
What world gym are you normally going to?
I don't train there normally anymore. Um, but I don't think I should say. I
Man,
don't want to like bag it out.
oh, but you're not bagging it out. It's just a different space, right?
Yeah, it is a different space, but
Oh, I
it is a
actually
world
I
gym.
know which one. I know which one you're training at.
Yeah, it is a
Yeah,
world gym.
yeah. That
Yeah,
was had the Mark II Cybex, correct?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've never been there before. It's not a bad setup.
I think Northern Beaches has the best kit, bro.
Mm.
Every other world gym is kind of just pretty much the same.
This is the thing, man. They're tied into these contracts with
With
Life
the
Fitness,
Yeah,
Panada, New Tech.
like it's pretty much just Anytime Fitness, but black and red, and then they have Panada.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
Which
only sort of difference.
there's not there aren't it's not like a Cybex where most of the pieces are pretty good, or a
Yeah,
Nautilus where most of the pieces are pretty good. Like Panada have some hit or miss pieces in my experience.
that's why I stopped training there too, bro. Just because like at Refined, we've got everything.
Yeah.
Like you got Atlantis, you got Nautilus, Cybex.
I want
Um,
people to support those types of gyms more because they
yeah,
do put their neck on the line to get a more expensive and hand select equipment,
but it
which
does
is
like
super cool.
the thing with that is, bro. A lot of people at Refined don't really understand what Refined itself is.
Mm,
Like it's a gym with everything just handpicked, and a lot of the members just don't really understand that, like how it differs from your stock standard like Anytime Fitness or World Gym.
yeah. It's
And
like, guys, you have a Mark One Cybex hack squat.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you're not hack squatting on a matrix or a hammer strength
yeah.
piece, which I mean I haven't used before, but I'm just generalizing. It's generally they're not
How long have you been
amazing
at Northern
pieces.
Beaches?
Hey,
How long have you been at Northern Beaches?
um,
You've always trained there.
I used to train. There's a Plus Fitness up the road that has. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's all kitted out with Nautilus.
What?
Yeah. So it's got all those nice vertical pressing plate loaded
Oh,
pieces,
yep.
and it's got one of the one of the chest supported mid back rows that I really like. That's plate loaded too. Um, what else did they have that was really good? They had some of their pull down machines were pretty good too. They got a bicep curl plate loaded preacher variation that a lot of people like. The hack
Damn.
squat, that Nautilus hack squat's pretty decent. It's not too bad. It's pretty linear. And then they actually got the Citadel Strength pendulum squat in
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah.
I haven't tried that. I haven't tried that. I've
Which
used
just has
the
really good uh, versatility. Like you can move the foot plate, increase,
yeah.
decrease the angle. And
Citadel
they make
stuff
good
is
shit,
good,
man.
bro.
Yeah, they make
Yeah.
good shit.
Have you used the T-bar row?
No, is that new?
It's heavy. They got T-bar row. It's
Oh, is
so
it one of
heavy.
those like it's pretty much flat with the ground in the stretch position?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
It's so
it's the
heavy.
ego taker, man. It is the ego taker.
I'll go from I'll run like 4 plates on another T-bar. I'm doing
Yeah.
two and a half on this.
The I remember watching. Did you ever used to watch Lex Little like
No, no,
4 years ago?
no, I didn't,
Anyway,
bro.
I just scrolling through Snapchat and one of his stories came up and he was on a T-bar similar to that. And mate, it was just like a Kelso shrug. It was just
Mm,
ridiculous. It's like, man, just take a bit of load off.
yeah,
It's all good. But no, I like Citadel. I haven't. Everyone talks really highly about their pull down. Have you used their
yeah,
pull
we've
down
got
before?
it. We've got one. It's so heavy. It's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
they've got a lot of other cool pieces coming out too. Um, and you use that hip thrust. That looks fucking sick.
Bro, the hip thrust
I don't know
is
what that is.
so heavy, bro.
Yeah,
That
like
I
here's
really
the
want to try that. Go back that press.
is one. Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks nice. Move the seat forward and back. You got that shoulder
you got
support.
the shoulders for yeah.
Yeah, that I used I think a max pump pin loaded leg press in Bangkok at Unreal. That was an awesome fucking leg press. Like it had the shoulder support too, so you could just get in there and just send it. Um, Makes a big difference. Yeah, there's
I
that
think
pull down.
Refine's getting that press. I'd be
Okay,
excited to
cool.
use it.
The thing is as well, like that's expensive, man. That's probably a
Yeah,
10 grand piece
yeah, it is.
or more.
You can adjust everything on that.
Yeah. Do you know the guys that own Refine?
Yeah, yeah, Hamish, and I think Nathan.
Yeah.
I don't know if Nathan's an owner or not, but
No, good
how's
gym. I have to go out there one time.
yeah, you gotta come, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta
I just like
cross the
getting in my groove,
bridge.
man. I don't want to change machines and stuff. I get the whole,
Yeah,
oh, go check out a new gym, but I just want to get in there and do the same shit over and over and
yeah.
progress. Yeah.
Do it.
But
I guess when would you even do that? I know, like, if I were to, because like I do train at multiple gyms,
mm,
like now, but I have specific days for those gyms.
yeah.
So my sh- my setup doesn't really change. But if you were to go on an excursion and sort of put that in your
My
timeline,
program.
where would you put it? Like towards the back, towards the beginning, in the middle?
Oh, of like a mesocycle.
Yeah.
Um, I just like getting like for instance, I'm doing a true upper lower 2 days on, 1 day off at the moment, just with two rotations, so an upper A and upper B, lower A, lower B. I just want a couple of weeks as like maybe two, three different movements in there.
Mm,
Just get those to a point where I've got a good base, just work
yeah.
that from there. Um, but yeah, probably it can take 6 weeks, man, to neurologically adapt to a new movement.
Yeah.
Like it can take quite a long time. I think people underestimate how long it can take. So I do like to wait a bit. I don't really have a set piece timeline in mind, but um, yeah, I don't change movements very often. I added in an iliac pull down, a what else did I add in? A slightly different
What are
arm
those
movement,
squats you're doing?
somersault squats.
Yeah. What are those? Can you explain?
It there's it's really concentric biased. Like, of course, there's a lot of load as you get down into that stretch position, but it has really good grindability. I like to use that word.
Yeah.
Um, it's for me doesn't aggravate my connective tissues. I sort of look at it as an alternate to a leg extension to some degree,
Mm.
just as like a different variation. Um, I was doing it with heels, but sorry, with a heel elevated plate on top of my squat shoes. I just got rid of that because it's
Bro,
just too much of a hassle to set up. Like, to get it in the same spot each week is nearly impossible.
did that not wreck your ankles?
No, they're fine.
How
But the thing
elevated
with
were you?
it would have been, I mean, Romelo's like maybe what 10, 5 degrees, 5 degrees maybe.
Mm.
I think the plate was 15, so that would have been 20 roughly.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't keep my feet square, man, if I'm squatting narrow
Yeah.
or pressing narrow, unless I'm on a leg press. My hip and my femur just rotates out. I can't do anything about it. The drop in load I'd have to take would just be ridiculous and not worth it, in my opinion. But they're good, man. I like them. They, I think they're pretty comfy on my knees. So I just like it because you can send it in a Smith, and
Mm.
I've done 4 5 second concentric sometimes. It's like you were talking about. You just like to go in
Five
and fucking
seconds.
train hard.
Yeah.
It just gets me excited. That's all,
Do
really.
you like, where do you find the line between execution and intensity? Like
Mm.
where do you find the balance between those?
It's such a hard question.
Yeah.
Do you watch Kuba
No, I
from the
don't.
UK?
No.
He I like a lot of the stuff he says, but I think he's you got the pendulum, and I think he's really far on the execution side.
Mm.
Um, I'm pretty tight with how I execute things,
Yeah.
but I like to think in my scope I'm a bit more on the side of intensity over execution.
Yeah.
I think someone that has really good intensity but shite execution is going to out progress someone that has shite intensity with really good execution.
Yeah. For sure.
I think that's going to outplay week in, week out. However, how long does that last for the individual with shite execution? That's the yeah.
Where's the point where you call it shit execution? Is it a little bit of body English? Is it a little bit of
Here's a good example. I was on the hack. I slightly made some adjustments because I was getting so much heel lift.
yeah.
Some of the reps I was taking, because I wouldn't have been able to get those reps if my heels didn't come off.
Mm.
And one week I just knew they came off way too much. And I was like, I can't call that a good rep
Yeah.
or a good set. So I think most people need to experiment with it, man, because most people don't know how to train hard, first of all.
Mm.
How often do you see a second last rep look like the first, and all of a sudden the next rep slows down? It's like, and then you stop the set. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Where'd that slowdown come from? And yeah, it's really, people don't know how much they're leaving on the table.
You think there's
But
also the problem of analysis paralysis?
yeah,
Like, do you like you film? You obviously film your sets. how often do you sit down post set? Say you're doing a top and back off.
Hmm.
How often do you sit down after your top set, watch it, and then it just completely ruins your back off set because you've overanalyzed it and
For
you've just
me,
overthought too much.
it never does.
Never?
No,
Yeah, I don't
I've got
think
my
I've.
logbook. I've got my logbook. I'm generally happy with the amount of body English I'm
Yeah.
bringing into it. It's maybe the next week where I tighten things up and it's like I lose a rep. It's like, yeah,
Mm.
fair do. But it doesn't ever destroy my next set. Yeah. So what I'll do is, like with the hack, I'll get to a point where I've gone too far and then I'll
Yeah.
pull it back. So now with that hack squat, I put the plate down a little bit further, so I get a bit more, fake ankle mobility. So like my ankles are in a less flexed position, and then I just sort of build up from there again, some way. Like for me, I'm always going to get some heel lift unless I put my feet really far forward, and then my hips sort of sink back. So I'm like, okay, I'd rather just get continuous knee over toe, not have those knees travel back, and get
Yeah,
a
I
little bit
did.
of
I
heel
did
lift.
notice, bro. There was some. I think in one of your videos, where your knees did come back a bit.
They might come back a touch, yeah,
Yeah. Do
on
you
the hack.
do you sort of look at that and then like go next week? Yeah, don't let them come back. And if they do come back, do you like sort of beat yourself up for it
Um,
or?
this is like a debate in itself, right? The whole letting heels lift versus keeping heels on the plate. And then the other side of that equation is, do you stop where you can no longer get your knee to move forward anymore?
Yeah, I think I'm more towards the latter now. Like because I used to just sink, right?
Mm.
And then knees would just travel back. Now I obviously just don't go as deep. And obviously, as you get bigger as well, mobility does change. So I can't squat now the way I used to squat last year. I physically cannot do it.
You've got bigger legs, man. You can't get as
Yeah,
deep, right?
like you physically can't do it. So that's another thing. As you accrue more tissue, bro, like your leverages are gonna change. Your
Yeah.
your your patterns of movement are gonna change as well. So I've had to readjust the way I squat. Um,
Yeah, I'm like of the opinion keep heels on the plate.
yeah.
If there's a little bit of like hip sinking or like
Mm.
knee travel back, it's not the end of the world. Uh, I think I don't know, man. I can't get my head around how to, you know, gauge where that depth is. I know I'll be able to feel it and teach myself, but I'm like, I just find it easy to get all the way
I
down.
guess you could set up multiple camera angles and just overanalyze it, but you're not gonna
Yeah,
do that.
exactly right.
You're not gonna do that.
But no, I'll test it again. Like I move the foot plate, so I'm probably getting a little bit more forward knee movement. And I'll see when I go for hack tomorrow. I'll see what it's looking like. But no, I'm really interested in that question because some people, like I know a guy called Steve, Revive Stronger, he stops at that point where those knees are no longer moving forward.
Yeah,
And it almost looks like he's getting to 90 to
yeah.
100 degrees of knee flexion. And it's like, I wonder what that looks like in the alternate reality.
Because like, bro, I used to be such an advocate for like max depth, max depth, max depth. But then it would just be hips, bro. Like
Get
I'd come
massive
up and
glutes,
it would,
man.
yeah, I'd come up and it would just be hips. Um, so I think,
It's like lat training too.
yeah,
if you just let that scap all the way out, it's like, tension and lat's gone. Like, yeah, there's still some there, but it's not as much as it was before.
Yeah. How's
Um,
how's Brandon been
Good.
uh with your prep? How was prep?
Prep was good.
Obviously clean swept the whole season. Do you have any
It's
plans anytime soon?
soon, no, because I want to like really. I think I've got a lot more to gain.
Mm,
Like I know you'd feel the same. The first couple of years of training, it's like, yeah, you're probably wasting your time, most of it,
yeah,
fluffing around. It's like, yeah, you get some nice beginner gains, but that's just from like such a novel stimulus.
mm,
Like for me, it probably took 2.5 years to start to train with some decent intensity,
yeah,
and then only of the last 2.5 years has there been fucking pretty stellar intensity. So I know there's a lot on the table for me to gain, and I've set some goals. So I'm like, okay, it's probably going to be 2028 next time I do a prep.
really.
The thing is,
So
I'll be able to
it's a lot
compete
of
more
time off,
frequently
bro.
after that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Like
That's a
if
lot
I
of
do
time
the
off.
work in now, put the work in now where I'm more fertile. Literally from a physiological perspective, like I'm probably going to grow better now than I am in 5 years' time, right?
Yeah,
I would say that's probably more likely. I've got a lot of time too.
of
The
course.
environment for growing is very conducive at this point in time. Um, but yeah, prep was good. I did fall off a cliff at the end. Sleep went absolutely down the shitter.
Mm.
Um, I think
How
once
so?
you, well, generally you can hold that peak conditioning as a natty for like 6, maybe 8 weeks.
Yeah.
I was on the 6 week mark, and for the last 2 weeks, I'd sleep until like 8 till 12, so I get 4 hours. And then I would wake up, go to the bathroom, as you do multiple times throughout the night, which is pretty stock standard. And then I would doze my way till 5:15, I think, or quarter to five. I dozed my way to quarter to five, and it got worse and worse.
Mm.
So like peak week of my last show, I think I only slept 8 till 12, and that was it.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the ceiling. And it sucked, but I literally couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Work was what it was, and there's only so much I could have done in terms of like sleep routine and sleep hygiene. So I'm looking forward to next time around seeing how much further I can emphasize and protect my sleep, because I think that is such an underrated component
Yeah,
of
definitely.
recovery. But yeah, I had an awesome time. Like, I'm sure you'll feel this too, man. When you get on stage, you'll feel like this such great sense of accomplishment, knowing you put in all this work for so
Yeah.
long, and you finally get to reap the rewards. And for me, it was just like, mate, I just want to be peeled.
Mm.
I want to bring to life this physique that I've got under all this fat. And I know I'm going to be happy with it, and I want to present it well. And that was it. Like, yes, if I didn't do well, I would have been disappointed, but I still would have ticked off those other boxes.
I don't even know when I'm gonna compete again. It's sort of not really on the cards right now with Taylor
Yeah.
and I.
Is
Like
the
we did
environment all right?
not that, just I guess you could say that's a factor in it, but it's just not really a priority at the moment.
Hmm.
Like we
Training's a
were,
priority though, right?
of course, of course.
Yeah.
Um, but competing in and of itself just isn't. It's not really up there at the moment. But
Hmm.
obviously there is the notion of just making more improvements too. Like there is always just something to improve. Like I myself, I wouldn't like because we were meant to do I was meant to start prep in a couple months. We were meant to do season C this year.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
Um, but like, bro, I look at myself now. I don't know. It might just be, you know, body dysmorphia. But I
What
look at
comparison?
myself.
Are you comparing yourself to other guys?
Yeah, yeah, bro. Like,
Yeah.
can't really escape that. Like now, bro. I was doing. That's
Social media
why I
for you,
came
hey? It's a
off. Yeah,
killer.
bro. I went off socials for a bit, and I just found that like that comparison did not exist because
Do you
everybody,
know do you
like
know
right now,
Alberto
everyone
Nunez?
in. Sorry, who?
Do you know Alberto Nunez?
No, no, no. Who's
He
that?
he's part of 3DMJ. He's a big in the natural bodybuilding scene.
Uh,
He has like a group of athletes, and he
yeah,
sort of does like case studies on them.
yeah,
And of recent, he told them all to like, you're not allowed to wear singlets. I don't want you posing in mirrors.
yeah.
I want you going incognito on socials, so like you're not seeing any of that stuff come up. And he noticed some pretty profound changes in people's psyche and mentality around how they felt about themselves too.
Mm,
It fucking kills, man. The energy it takes from you just comparing
yeah.
and like scrolling through social
Especially
media
when you see
is
guys
ridiculous.
in prep and you're in off season, bro. That was me a couple of weeks ago because everybody's what like 10 weeks out now,
Yeah,
season
everyone's at
A.
that point where they're going from lean to really
Yeah,
lean, and it's really noticeable.
like, bro, I don't know. Just competing right now just isn't really up there. Um, I am sort of just doing a mini cut now though.
Mm,
Uh, I'm not gonna say it's like a mock prep or anything, but it does kind of line up with um season A. But I
yeah.
don't have death face or anything, so I'm definitely not doing it. But where would you say um your biggest areas of improvement are in terms
Uh,
like needed for your physique?
Probably arms,
Yeah,
but like keeps telling me everything's pretty balanced.
everything is balanced, bro. What do you mean? Pull up, bro. Pull up. Do you have that? You have that? Those clips of us when we went worlds?
Yeah, I do.
Pull it up.
Let me see. Actually, I'll go get it. All right, I'll go right here. Um, yeah, everything's pretty balanced, but if there was anything, it would be arms, just a touch.
That's just because you got.
So
That's just because you got long arms, bro.
yeah, they're this long. So when they go up above my shoulders, they don't look as good as they do. Um, I've got these photos.
Want to
Did we
trade
do?
arms?
Hey,
Want to trade arms?
are you asking me, do I want to train arms?
Yeah, no, trade.
Oh, sure, sure,
I'll
man.
trade arms for that midsection.
Okay. That's the thing, right? Like you focus on the things that you need to improve on, and you forget, your strong points, right?
Yeah.
I've got the photos, but I do have some photos that were like a couple of days after too. I will bring up a back double of that. Um, but yeah, like looking at these photos, like the back looks pretty good. I think just in general, everything needs to come up. So like
Yeah,
that's why
same.
I'm running a true upper lower split because I think it covers most of the bases for me.
I just
Um,
need, for me, it's just posterior, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, just posterior.
Why
I
do you
think,
think that's the case?
bro, the first 3 years training, I was just doing arm training. I didn't know how to train my
Yeah.
back. So, like, everything else was just progressing, and my back, right, like, my back now is only catching up. Like, my back isn't terrible, but in terms of, growth compared to my to my interior, it's just not as developed.
And
Um,
you've got the levers, man, for just a ridiculous press, right? Like
yeah,
you can
I
just
could press all
shove
day.
that humerus across
Yeah,
your chest, and you just get fucking awesome stimulus. Um, I don't have the
and
video,
calves,
but oh, you need to bring
and
calves up.
calves, bro,
What are you
calves.
guys trying? Just
Hmm?
straight sets at the moment, and nothing
Right
fancy or
now,
different.
just straights, bro. There's a couple top and back, but everything is just straights.
Yeah.
Mainly top
I.
and back for the
What about with how you're executing calves and your
bro.
movement selection?
I'm not even Taylor doesn't even have. Okay, me saying I don't have calves is my opinion. Taylor doesn't even have me programmed training calves.
What? Let's put this because this is important. Are you are you going for classic or are you going for open bodybuilding?
Bro, we're going for classic, right?
Hmm.
But obviously, I'm not going to say this is going to be the case. But obviously, if I blow my weight cap out the water, then we have to sack off
Yeah.
classic and just grow into open. Because, bro, right now, I'll send you these.
I
Um,
mean, you look at guys like Niall Darwin,
yeah,
and you just need that combination of insertion, muscle belly, and structure to ensure that you can bring a muscular physique within that weight cap. Otherwise,
yeah.
it's really hard.
Like Jacob, I'm in a mini cut right now, but my body just wants to grow.
Yeah,
Look, like, take a look at what I sent you. This was what, yes, Friday?
nice, man.
Like, my body just wants to grow.
Can I pull it up?
Yeah, you can pull it off.
Yeah,
Do you want to, wait, do you want me to send you my check-ins?
sure. I
You can
did pull
send you
up
my,
these. Let's go share screen, share screen. Like this is just over a year, right? Yeah,
yeah.
like phenomenal progress.
Like, see, bro, right now I'm sitting at 78-ish.
Mm,
I'm what, three and a half under where I was there,
yeah.
but significantly bigger now. And I'm lighter.
Mm.
Fat mass definitely has changed, but I'll show you my first check-in with Taylor compared to
That'd just be ridiculous.
to now. I only had a look at these recently.
Do you still have an end goal as well, Josh? Like, I know we've spoken about this before, asking whether I would go enhanced or not, and I'm like, look, for me, I don't, want to go to the Olympia and push my
Mm,
body to that extreme because I know what it takes, and I know my
yeah,
personality, and I know what would happen. Like, I would just be all consumed by the sport as I am now,
yep.
but to like the next level. Um, but is that your goal, or is it you're just still floating around
I think
different
yes,
ideas?
it is. It is obviously a goal of mine, but life happens,
Yeah,
um, and obviously we can't foresee everything, right? Obviously, I do still have those goals in mind, and I am still working towards them. But in the case of, road bumps that we can't foresee, I think that, sometimes we just have to be realistic and
Mm.
understand if that goal is no longer if that goal is no longer attainable or on the cards in that moment, then you know
Yeah, you're
obviously
not going to be dogmatic about it. You're not just going to
yeah.
push it for the sake of pushing it, which I think's intelligent. Like, yeah, it
Or
makes sense. It's
between
like,
those,
why would you just continue running yourself potentially into the ground for something
yeah,
that isn't going to be achievable?
and then everything else sort of suffers. That's why I didn't prep this year, bro, because
Yeah,
everything else was just taking, everything else in my life just wasn't where it needed to be. And I knew that if I went into a prep, that it would just everything would just suffer even more.
yeah,
And I think uh, oftentimes people nowadays sort of make their life fit bodybuilding. When like Taylor told me this himself, like he's like, bro, you should be in an environment and you should have the approach of making bodybuilding fit your life because there's so much more to it than just because realistically, bro, what is bodybuilding? It is just eating and training
mm,
and sleep. That when you look at it for what it realistically is, at face value, is eating, training, and sleeping, bro.
I think about this all the time. Like why do we do this? Why do we bodybuild?
Yeah.
I like to think of it as it's a pursuit of challenge.
Mm.
Obviously, it's something that, the process is what we enjoy.
Yeah.
But like, what would happen if it wasn't there? Well, we'd just be,
What more do
you
you
know,
have?
yeah. Like, if that's not there, well, what is there?
Yeah. I
Um,
had this I really struggled with like having it attached so much to my identity,
yeah,
and like only recently, like now, I've kind of sort of learned to lean away from that. Yes, it's still a big part of my life, but you know, there is more to me than just eating, training, sleeping.
mm,
And I think people do get caught up in letting it get attached to who they are. Obviously, I'm not talking about top level Olympians, right? I'm talking about, you know, from from like a from like an amateur standpoint, from a Gen Pop standpoint.
yeah,
Like obviously, if you
yeah,
are in the top percent of the world, you are, at the Olympia, you are winning shows at a pro level. Yes, it's gonna be your identity. That's who you are. Like you are at that level of an athlete. But for us,
extreme circumstances require extreme
yeah. But like for us,
measures.
like well, I've only done one show. You've only done one season. Like I'm not gonna, you know, attach this to my identity and make it everything I am because there's so much more to life
Yeah.
than just that.
I love bodybuilding and I want to share it and guide as many people as possible. Hence why I coach. Because like yourself, you've had coaching experiences, and I've had more than one that I was like I didn't think were the best. I've
Yeah.
learnt a lot from that. And I want to make sure people don't one experience that, and
Mm.
two, sort of jump the learning curve that otherwise you will go through. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. Um, that has its own challenges in itself. But for me, I'm following this and pursuing bodybuilding because I see it as a vessel for my end goal. It's like,
Mm.
what am I going to do after bodybuilding? Like it's like a stepping stone, right? It's on at the moment, I'm on the bodybuilding train.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'll have to get off and go into a different train. Maybe it's still, well, I would always say bodybuilding would still be heavily involved in my life, but it'll just be a little bit different, and that's okay.
I think like for me, this is why I sort of took time off social media as well. I really struggled with you know, I take bodybuilding out of the equation. What else do I have? And I think now. you know, going into this year and having taken that time away from social media as well, I've really learned a lot about myself, and I've learned that there is so much more outside of bodybuilding, um, and not to really attach a lot of my identity to it as I used to. Because like, bro, I don't know if you're like this, but there'd be there'd be times where all I would think about is my leg session. All I would think about is training the whole week. That's all I would think about. All I would think about is training. All I would think about is eating, and like other hobbies, other interests, they wouldn't come about anymore. And it was just like I'm in this box that I've put myself in that is strictly bodybuilding, nothing else, and it's so small. And you just don't get to experience other things. You don't get to enjoy. You don't get to enjoy other things. Obviously, it's a choice as well. At the end of the day, right? Bodybuilding is a choice. This lifestyle, in and of itself, is a
And you can have
choice.
both too.
You can have both.
Like you can still think of training the exact same way you were just talking about. However, you can then 5 minutes later, go out and do some form of activity that is completely irrelevant. I remember there was a phase where I was just like, I didn't go out with friends.
Yeah, same, bro. I
It's a
was
learning
like,
curve.
I'm in a box. I'm Dorian Yates.
Yeah. I remember, and it'll be like 6 months later, and you catch up with some people, and you'd be like, oh, like, I haven't spoken to you in fucking months. It's like, yeah, man, I'm a fucking loser. That's why.
But then, okay, look, there's also the approach of doing whatever it takes to achieve your goals, right? Do you think that, like, how, as an individual, do you determine the line between the two of
I guess you gotta
doing absolutely everything you can, whether that be, maybe cutting off some friends and not partaking in other, sort of hobbies, etc., or having, sort of balance?
I mean, you've got to define what you want to achieve and what you think you need to do to get there. For me, 8 hours of sleep time is sort of a non-negotiable. One, because I feel good doing it. Like, if I get less, I start to feel more and more crappy. And I think it will, show in my results too. Like, I'm maximizing recovery to a pretty high degree in that sense. Generally, I sleep more. I sleep at 8.5, but 8's my sort of cutoff. We could talk about nutrition too. Like, say I've got 100 grams of raw weight rice on my meal plan. I could swap that out for, I don't know, like, say I wanted to make cream of wheat instead of cream of rice. Still 100 grams. It's like give or take 50 calories. In an off-season setting, I have no issues doing that. Like grains and stuff, like, you need the knowledge to do this, but if you do have it, you can just swap things out. It's like so easily. You don't even need to think about it. But some people stress to that, stress off the charts about it, like making sure it's macro to a T. And I think there's situations where that's necessary. But like stressing over it in an off-season setting, it's like, fuck, man, I was 5 grams over my carbohydrate target. It's like, chill out. There's bigger things here that you need to worry about. Me training, I don't want to rush training, so I always make sure I've got plenty of time there. And as well, I think maybe you've got to say goodbye to some friends, but also just put your big boy pants on and leave when you want to leave. Like, you don't have to stay out and hang out with your friends till like the the time they finish up. You don't have to drink alcohol if you don't want to.
Yeah.
I
Birthday parties are a big one, eh?
yeah,
It'll be
it's
like yeah, I'm going to a birthday party. I'm gonna binge on all this food. Like, no, bro, you're going to a birthday party to celebrate someone's birthday. You don't just
yeah,
shove your face.
yeah. And it's really cool hanging out with other people that get it too. I
Mm,
get that. That makes things super easy. But it also gives you that it's okay to do that.
yeah.
You know, you're
It's not
allowed
the
to
yeah,
be
it's not the end of the world.
different. You're allowed to do different things. You're allowed to be a little bit crazy, fucked up, whatever you want to call it. Like some people think it's ridiculous that, you won't go out and have a sausage on a piece of bread at some birthday
Mm,
party. Be like, man, I really don't want to eat a sausage. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to drink
Everything
alcohol.
is
That's
choice at
fine.
the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll be completely honest. For me, that's taken a little bit to come around to, and I'm still
Yeah.
teaching myself that because it's a habit, man. Yeah, we've been ingrained with it. You go out with family. It's like you've got to eat.
Yeah.
Uh, it's your birthday. You've got to drink.
Mm,
But you don't have to.
no.
Uh, so it's just about if you want to do these things. I think living and breathing by what you actually want to do, and believing in it. Because some people think they want to do something, but they don't actually believe in it, and they're doing it because they're being influenced by some other extremity.
Yeah.
Like they think they want to be a bodybuilder, but maybe they don't. Maybe they enjoy the training side of things, but the nutrition's just a real big push for them. And they might get to that other point, but it's just like a time thing. Um, but yeah, like of recent, it's been like, man, you can leave when you want to leave. Who cares if anyone judges you? Don't have to drink. Take your Coke Zeros with you. Go buy a pack of Kirk's sugar-free drinks. That's what I normally do. And I'm sorted. I look after myself. If I want to take my meal, fuck it, I'll take my meal. I don't care.
Yeah.
And you'll get comments, but that's what you want to do. Who gives a crap? Who gives a damn?
What's your what is your opinion on people competing but not bringing, I don't know how to word this without being sort of, it's going to come across like it's going to come across just really rude.
Yeah.
But do you think okay, do you think it is worth competing if you're not going to bring a stage level conditioning physique to the stage?
I think it depends, man. Like some individuals are just always going to have a really hard time putting on muscle.
Yeah.
And
Because of what
you
recently, the
might,
last few years, bro, there just has been a massive spike in number of competitors
yeah.
across like every federation. And
I,
and
I
and
think
and
you
what
can tick
number
off a few things, but yeah.
of those competitors would you deem competitive? You know what I mean?
I mean, for me, I wanted to be competitive, so I knew I needed to take time
Yeah.
to build a competitive physique. But at the same time, I also learnt to embrace and really enjoy the training, the nutrition side of things too, which a lot of people underestimate how long that might take
Yeah.
to get. Um, but I mean, there's upper ends of the extremes. Like some people are just gonna have a really hard time putting on muscle. But if you love it, if you love the process and you've put the time in, like you might put 2 years, the exact same length of a really intentful off season that I did. You mightn't make anywhere near the same progress. You might make more. But if you don't make as much, does that mean you're then not worthy of stepping on stage? I think that's an individual thing.
Yeah.
Um, and as well, because of that, because some people don't have as much muscle as they need, they're going to struggle to maintain muscle mass to get as lean as they need to.
Mm.
Like there would come a tipping point, I think.
Yeah.
Like for me, I could have been. I want to be leaner through my glutes next time. Like I want those lines to be more dug in and through my quads too. Um, just compared to other people's physiques, but it might be something I always struggle with. I don't know. If some people will always struggle to get their glutes in just because they hold more body fat there and they're gonna have to dig more to get there.
Yeah.
But then then you have to be careful and balance the profile and not take too much away from the areas that are already in stage condition. So
Yeah, I think the trade-off for shredded glutes sometimes isn't worth it, bro.
exactly right. So yeah, it's a catch-22, double-edged sword. But I think if someone has spent enough time in an off season, they've learned to love the process, the training. They're willing to accept. Maybe they're not going to be the most competitive individual up there, but you're going to bring. I think the goal should always be to bring the best package. But if
For
you,
yourself, yeah.
yeah, if the thing that I'm more aware of now is that there is a big gap in knowledge in terms of most people probably aren't training hard enough.
Mm.
They probably don't know how to diet properly,
Yeah.
and they need time to develop those skills. You can't just learn to train hard in like a month before you start contest prep. On top of that, imagine how much progress you could make if you took a bit more time to one sort of let that in training intensity mature. So you've been doing it for like a long enough time now. You've made some good strength progressions, which should reflect in your physique, and then you might go into a contest prep, sure. But so, yeah, some people just want to compete, right? Like
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I want to get on stage. It's like, man, if you want to get on stage and do well, I think it's a worthwhile thing to do, but it's not easy. And I'm not saying that just because, yeah, I'm not just saying that for the sake of it. It's challenging and hard, and a lot of people want that. But it comes with potentially some things you need to check off on a checklist beforehand.
Yeah. Because I think some people sort of they don't really understand how hard it is doing a prep. They'll think, oh yeah, I just want to compete. I'm gonna compete. They jump into a prep, and everything just starts to just weigh in on you, like everything, bro. Your relationships begin to take a hit.
They take a hit, man.
Some people work a 9 to 5. Work may take a hit. Your performance at work may take a hit. Not even that, just mentally as well. It can feel quite isolating if you don't have the right environment around you. Financially as well, that's another thing people have to consider.
How much did I tell you how much I spent on my prep?
Nah, bro.
Well, look, firstly, I'll say this. Females, I've got to give it to you. They spend an arm and a leg. But given I traveled interstate twice, 3 competitions, quite a fair few classes, I think I probably spent around $7,000 just on shows.
On show rego.
Accommodation,
yeah.
trunks. And that's ignoring coaching and,
food.
Maybe, yeah, food, supplement
gym
costs.
memberships.
Yeah, so it's not cheap. So I would really encourage, on top of that, people put a lot of time and effort in beforehand to make it more worthwhile. But it's an individual.
And even then, bro, what? How many months of the year are you in prep? Like you're gonna have to miss out. You're gonna miss out on, a lot of certain functions. You're gonna have to make a lot of sacrifices. You may not have to. You may have to, skip out on some cake on your birthday.
Yeah, man.
Like there's gonna be a lot of sacrifices to be made.
I think I was 4 weeks out, and I had my birthday, and I bought some special mushrooms. That's what. Like I bought some Japanese mushrooms that I had for dinner. That was my And yeah, maybe you could have cake and work it in, but it's just not worth it. You know, when you're on low enough food,
Yeah.
it's not worth it. And the mentality behind it too.
I know for me, like, you could say this is a case of me comparing myself to other athletes, right? But I know that I don't really want to compete until I'm for sure going to be in that conversation to be competitive. You know what I mean? I don't just
Mm.
want to be a contender, bro. Um, I don't want to just be another
I don't
competitor.
think you're far off, man. I think you're pretty close, but it's like maybe just a little bit
But then it's
longer,
like,
which I think you
but
know
then
too,
it's
right?
yeah,
Like, how
of
long do you
course.
think?
I don't know. Maybe a couple more growth phases.
Mm.
Maybe another good long off season or two.
Yeah. What do you think as well about, not spending too long in an off season and eventually you just pull the trigger because, you've done enough, you've done your time.
I think when you have a coach, bro, you have to just trust your coach. Because then I know for me, I'm always just gonna get to my off season and go, okay, I need more, I need more, I need more. That's me right now.
Yeah.
Like
And what's
it
Taylor saying?
is Taylor's saying, look, Taylor's always gonna be supportive of what my decision is because at the end of the day, it is the athlete's decision
Yeah, that's right.
to jump in a show or not. But he is gonna tell me, he is straight up with me. He does tell me, look, you have a competitive physique. You could go compete now, and you wouldn't do bad. Um, Obviously, I'm not gonna go win my pro card or anything. But I think oftentimes I do discredit myself. And I think it's just the pursuit of always just trying to be better, bro. Like, I don't think I'll ever be happy with, I could go get my pro card and I'll just be like, yeah, more, more, more. I need more.
I personally was happy with my physique, but it
Yeah,
doesn't downplay the intent I have to be better.
yeah,
I think it's you know how people say you do have to smell the roses, like you've got to
yeah,
be that's what I was talking about to you before when you do your show. Like I remember I was backstage for my first show and I was like, fuck man, like I'm doing this. Like
mm,
finally I'm here. I've thought about this for so long and I'm finally doing it. I'm pretty fucking lean.
yeah,
Uh like I've got some pretty decent size. And I was really excited. And then the last show as well. Like, I just enjoyed it. Like, I G'd myself up before I got on stage. Like I was like, yeah, man, you're fucking here. You got there. You done it. Like let's finish this shit. Let's clean it up. And I think it makes a difference when you're doing well. I get it. It's like, you might be able to counter that argument if you're not. But if if the gratification is coming solely from placing,
yeah.
it's not the best situation and best like
No,
mentality to
because then
have.
you're just gonna, never be sort of happy with where you are.
Yeah, yeah,
You're gonna get that placing or trophy or medal, whatever it may be, and the whole journey would have just been gone in the blink of an eye, and you wouldn't have, you know, experienced it to its full extent.
like I could have potentially celebrated a little bit more my my wins.
I celebrated my wins too much. I think
Yeah.
the turnaround for me post show was like, I didn't
But
even
was that
smell
in
the roses.
celebration or more novelty of I finished a show, which means I can eat now?
Both.
Okay.
Bro, the turnaround, the 20 kilo turnaround,
20 kilos, man. Holy shit.
bro, it was so bad.
I remember you and Tyrus. I remember you telling me this. You had like a map,
Bro,
like
yeah.
a checklist of places you
Bro,
looked at. You knew the menu like the back of your
bro,
hand.
I had everything noted down. It was bad. I think,
Honestly, the worst possible
don't do
approach to
that.
a post
Don't do
show.
that.
Yeah, it's
I
horrendous
think,
actually.
okay, speaking of that, what are some things you would, give to anyone competing for the first time? Just, some advice.
Okay, I'll ignore any like prerequisites to competing. Like, say you've ticked all those boxes.
Yeah.
Firstly, I'd say make sure the people around you know what they're in for.
Mm,
Um, because a lot of times they might just suck up with it, like you're sucking up with how tired and maybe not great you feel.
yeah.
But that's not healthy.
No.
Especially if you've got a relationship. Like, I think you, the other person needs to be able to speak their mind if they're not getting what they need
Yeah.
from you as a partner. And if they can't do that, it's a bit of a kick in the guts. As well, you have to speak your mind too. If you feel
Yeah.
like shit, you've got to say that. You can't just bottle it up and go out. Like, there were a couple of things I learned. Like I had boundaries,
Mm,
but sometimes because I'm a pretty easygoing person, I didn't put my foot down.
yeah.
I think as well, like food noise. You cannot be scrolling through
Yeah,
socials
bro,
and looking
don't.
at
That's the
hand
mistake I made.
cookies.
Don't.
Because I didn't do that, but post show I started to.
Yeah, yeah,
It was
yeah.
like 6 weeks after because I was going to Thailand, I started watching all these like food things. And man, food focus is still high 6 weeks post
Yeah.
show. And like everything's still through the roof with your hunger signals and how messed up it all is. And so that was a mistake post show I made. But on top of that, make sure again you've got your support network in place. You also, if you're working, you got to let work know that like you might have, like you were saying, you might have a downturn in performance, or
Mm,
you just got to make everyone around you aware of what's going on.
yeah.
And other than that, it's the same thing. You're just eating less food,
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I
and
think
maybe
my
practice your posing a bit more.
my sort of best piece of advice would just be, have a good environment, communicate effectively with, those around you. The main one just being don't watch food porn. Just don't, just don't watch food. Don't set yourself up post show for a 20-kilo rebound.
Yeah, yeah. I
Because
mean,
look, bro, you watch what 10 weeks out, you're watching food porn and prep. What are the chances you're gonna cheat on your diet? They just skyrocket. Chances just skyrocket.
but it like takes your focus away from what you actually need to focus on a
Yeah,
day-to-day basis. Like instead of thinking about training or making sure you get your steps in, making sure food's being is prepared or is being consumed appropriately, you're too busy like watching other stuff. And you can relate this to anything. If you're distracted, life sucks. Like you're
mm,
not focused on anything. Like again, food focus and me post show, I was so focused on food. Life
yeah,
sucked, man. Like I'd be training a client and all I could be thinking about was what I ate 15 minutes ago for the whole 45-minute session. Like you're not even you're so distracted, it's ridiculous.
yeah.
However, I think you probably agree. Sometimes you need to experience things to appreciate them.
Of course.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, ideally, I want to have an even better post show phase next time around, but prep might be completely different.
Mm,
Like, I don't think the likelihood of it being as similar is different, or is,
yeah.
is unlikely. Sorry. A lot of people say no prep's the same.
No.
Um, for one, I'm moving less already with with work, so there's going to have to be a bigger push to get steps in.
Mm.
Uh, but man, I just remember dragging ass during some of my PT sessions. It was ridiculous.
But I remember falling asleep in the bathroom. You go to bathroom and you just take like I would sit down to pee and you just doze off for like 2 minutes. You'd be sitting there peeing and you just start leaning forward and then you wake up and that'd be time to get up.
I didn't have anything like that. But one funny thing was whenever I had refeeds, of course, that would uptick your digestion because you're just not eating enough to push stuff through.
Yeah.
And the toilets at work, man, they were tiny. So I used to block that shit up. So
Oh,
I'd have to like flush mid shit just to make sure that, you know,
oh my
I wasn't
gosh.
pushing shit down the fucking toilet, man. So I
Too
mean, you
much
could be careful for
protein.
that. That's maybe a little warning. When shit does come, it could be a lot. Of course, fiber intake goes up as well, so that plays a little role of a slower digestion. Um, but like you might break down too, which is again why that importance of having support network is there. Like I broke down in between my second and my last show, which is really, you might think it's quite strange, but I was like, man, what's the point of this last show?
Yeah.
Like I won my pro card with WMBF. I don't think anyone new is going to be there, but I value the WMBF pro card greater.
Mm.
Um, and like stuff started to get hard energy wise. I never really had
Yeah.
any food related issues. It's like, yeah, I felt hungry when I was eating, but I just forget about it. And dealt with it. Yeah, I broke down, but I just called like three people that were
Yeah.
important to me and went, hey, I'm struggling at the moment. They literally didn't need to say anything. I just need to talk to someone about it.
Yeah.
And then the next day I was fine.
I think
Um,
um I think going off that, when I look back at my first prep, bro, I realized that I made my whole life about this prep. And that's a mistake I think, we as individuals, competitors should try and avoid is not making prep your whole life. Like and just trying to let this prep work around your life because that's realistically the most ideal situation, right?
do you
You're
think you
not
have to
going
turn the dial up though at some point?
obviously at some point, but
Yeah.
like what are you going to quit your job so you can put everything into this prep? Are you going to take 9 months off work to put everything into this prep? No, of course not. And I think if you have a good coach and if you have a good plan in place, you are able to, you know, make this prep sort of fit around your life. Because some individuals have kids, and obviously, you know, if they're newborns, if they're younger, they're going to be up all night, and sleep is already going to be suffering. Imagine prepping while having a newborn, you know?
The whole time as well. Like,
Yeah,
not easy. Not
like
easy.
it is going to be hard. So, and what are you going to do? Like kick the baby out the room so you can get
Yeah.
some sleep? No, of course not.
Can't do anything about it.
Like
Yeah.
there,
That's when someone
you know,
who's able to mold a plan to like the individual
yeah,
becomes important. Having someone just take the reins and go, you know, for whatever reason, maybe, you get really bad sleep on the exact same days each week. Maybe it's work, maybe it's some other commitment. It's like, yeah, we're not going
yeah,
to train on those days. We're going to train
yeah,
4 times a week and we're going to train on the 4 days where I know you can get good sleep. Because that would just, yeah. Like I said
like
before around sleep, sleep's massive, super, super underrated.
yeah,
And
like you
people
can't really
are still
force
scrolling
everything.
right before bed. It's like, guys, we're missing the point here.
You can't really force everything onto this prep,
No.
just for the sake of it. Like, and I think people sort of get caught up in, oh, I have to do everything I can. You do, but you have to do it, smart and effectively,
Mm.
and not throw
Yeah.
everything out the window just for the sake of this prep because you have something you're working towards.
One thing
Like
I like to do,
if you have the right plan in place, it'll work.
yeah. I mean, if we're talking about social things specifically, like, yeah, maybe you're gonna have to put on hold late night things if
Yeah,
that's what you normally do. Do things in the morning, like
yeah,
uh, catch up with people in the morning, go for a walk. Bang, you've killed two birds with one stone. You've got a social
yeah,
outing, you got your steps in. Um, yeah. So I think, yeah, like you're saying, man, a lot of people just overcomplicate it.
yeah. Because what is prep? You're just eating less food.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, everything changes, Josh. Like I'm gonna train hard now.
No, you
I'm
just
gonna make I'm gonna make sure I'm actually weighing things raw weight, or I'm no longer gonna weigh things within 10 grams of whatever it is that you've got on your plan.
I think having a good carryover from the off season to prep is going to be really beneficial as well. Like if
Yeah, massive.
if you can already have those habits in place in an off season setting, it's not even going to feel like prep. Like
Mm.
I think that for me, that's why I struggled a lot, and I sort of had the approach of I'm going to flick a switch when prep starts, is because like in the off season, bro, I was just freaking doing whatever. Like I was just doing. I got fat. I was training was subpar. You know, nutrition was subpar. Like habits weren't in place. And then I thought I'd go into prep, just flick a switch, and obviously, I suffered for it.
Yeah. Hey man, I wanted to ask, obviously, um, looking for a coach is important, and knowing what to look for is important. Whilst you're an enhanced athlete, I don't think that makes much of a difference in terms of what you're
No,
looking for. But there's an extra element to the equation, right? Which
of
is
course.
important that they have, good experience with. So you've been working with Taylor for a while now. What is it that really makes you want to stay and not leave him as a coach?
His ability to, adapt to certain situations and just be a good coach and understand you as an individual and put plans in place that are specific for your needs. I think that, oftentimes there are a lot of coaches that do have sort of a one size fits all approach for all their clients. And, with Taylor, that is, most definitely not the case. He is very, quite hands on with a lot of us. He does get to know us on quite a personal level. Obviously, he's not like our best friend or our psychologist, whatever,
Does he do
But
that with like video calls or?
no, just he's just another guy. He's just
Yeah,
another guy. He just has the knowledge, to put things in place. You know what I mean? Like if I know me personally, me Taylor and I don't talk every day, but I know that there are clients of his that he does keep in touch with quite often, right? I know for me, like from my personal experience, I am a little bit of a robot. Like if you were to just tell me to do something, um, Taylor tells me to do something, it's on the plan, I'll just go ahead and execute, right? Um, but I think when looking for a coach, you need to find a coach that you really connect with. Now you could go and hire the most knowledgeable coach in the world, and they could have the best protocols in place. They could have um, you know, everything up to a scratch. They could know everything, right? But if you don't connect to them on a level where you know, have a good relationship as a client, and they can't meet your needs as an individual, not just a client, like as a human being, as an individual, then I don't think you're going to have a successful client athlete relationship, a client and coach relationship.
You gotta have
Because
that belief.
at the end of the day, bro, we're all human beings. It's more than just, okay, I'm a top level coach. Here's my knowledge. Take this and absorb it. Right? I think that having the ability to really connect with athletes that want to connect, and obviously, you have those guys like myself that, just tell me the plan, I'll go ahead and execute. But some people need a little bit more communication. Some people need a little bit more reassurance. They need a little bit more of an individual that can connect with them. And obviously everybody's going to differ, right? Every athlete is going to need, different needs met. And I think as a coach, your ability to be flexible, your ability to be, obviously have good communication, but also not be a cheerleader, and just be, truthful, and tell, your client things how they are, right? I think that nowadays there's a lot of coaches that sort of, you know, act as cheerleaders for their clients. I'm not going to say this is the case for everyone, but I feel as though there are a lot of coaches that just cheerlead on their clients so their clients stay longer. And it does just, create longer retention for them. And then, what is going to suffer as a cause of that? Results, right? So look, what to look for in a good coach? Obviously experience and knowledge. Have they done what you're looking for, to achieve with your goals in the past? Have they gone ahead and done that multiple times, not just with, a genetic anomaly? I
It's crazy.
think,
There's still coaches out there that just push maybe 3 Olympia athletes and then have a roster of 100 plus, clients that they
yeah,
just copy and paste and don't really give much attention and individualization to.
yeah, I think like that's another thing. Like you can't really just, you know, go to a coach because, oh, they coach this guy, they must be really, really good. That guy is already 1 in a million. Like if for example, your coach has a resume of the guys and they are consistently achieving things that you are looking for, that you are looking to achieve, then that's one thing you can tick off. Obviously consistency as well. But I think you can sort of tell when coaches these days aren't genuine.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that can be seen through like the sort of media that they put out.
Mm.
Like a lot of the top, a lot of the top and really knowledgeable coaches, bro, they don't do a lot of this like social media stuff. They let their knowledge speak for themselves. They let their client results speak for themselves. And that's what it should be about at the end of the day. It should just be about the results, and the client. I think a really, really good coach is going to be, heavily client or athlete focused, as opposed to having their own sort of agendas, right? Because what you might see some coaches take on, the genetic anomaly. That genetic anomaly does really, really well, regardless of who's going to coach them.
You could probably eat bark and it'd still make the
Yeah,
same results.
they can eat dog food and it'd still be really, really successful. And then they go ahead, get another individual who doesn't have the same, you know, gifts genetically, and the results are just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Yeah. What do you look for in a good coach?
I like a not a top-down approach.
Yeah.
So, you're not just it's not just what the coach says goes. Like you're not allowed to ask questions. They're not responsive when it comes to those questions that you ask. Like if you do ask questions, they should have a rationale behind anything that they're telling you to do. And if it doesn't make sense, question it again. And if they can't make sense of what they're trying to say, well then it's like maybe I should be
Maybe
doing
you
this.
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. On top of that, uh, if like for you example, Josh, like if you said to Taylor, hey man, I just want to like train with nothing in the tank.
Yeah.
I just can't do this 1 to 2 RAR training. Like, he wouldn't say you're a fucking idiot.
No.
Like it's not going to work. He'd go, okay, I get it.
But he
This
literally
is
said that to
why.
me in my last check-in.
Yeah,
I told him,
this
I'm
is
like,
why we're
I
doing
told him,
this.
I'm like, bro, I can't, I'm struggling to stay at this 1 to 2. And he's like, okay, I know you want to go to 0, but we're going to keep you at 1 to 2 because so.
Yeah,
Like, we have to keep you here.
it's like maybe if you keep doing 0 RAR training, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to take weeks off the gym because you got patellar tendonitis in your knee, whatever it is, and that's not conducive to long-term progress. So, whilst he mightn't agree, he's gonna say, look, we can, but here's why we're doing this. This is why I want you to do this. And at the end of the day, it's your choice.
Yeah.
And he'd mold the program to you. So, like, it shouldn't just be a do as coach said. It should be a mentorship as well. I like to think of it as and as well, someone's just got to care. They've got to give a shit.
Yeah.
Like you said, when you have that initial consult, it's like, yeah, maybe someone's really good at selling and they just put on a bit of a show that one
Yeah.
time. And you'll probably see how it plays out the weeks following. But I mean, my consults are pretty personable, man. Like, there's of course a structure that I need to get some information around. But other than that, like, talk about anything really.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to relate to the other person. The other person has to relate to you to have a good relationship, I think.
Yeah, I think if you can't sit there and have a friendly conversation with your coach, is it really going to be a healthy relationship?
Yeah. Because you've got to believe and trust this person.
Yeah.
And that was one of my biggest things why I moved on and moved to Brandon is I lacked a certain sense of belief and trust to give someone the reins. And if you don't believe in what you're doing when it comes to a prep, that would be a mind fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would have handled that. I think I would have got through it, but it wouldn't have been enjoyable.
No.
You've just been second guessing everything. So, if you're second guessing stuff with a coach, you should really consider an alternate option. But yeah, I think that pretty much summarizes it, right?
Pretty much, bro.
Yeah.
I think we know.
Hey, are we going to do an extended Thailand trip when we go over back into the year?
Bro, I don't know.
Why?
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if I want to go early. I don't know if I want to go stay longer. Like,
yeah. It's actually a really bad timing for me because it's right in the middle of exams.
yeah.
So I need to like get in contact with the lecturer in charge and see. So they have like a later slot you can do them in, I think it's in December or something. So I might do that. But yeah, not great timing.
No. I think, actually, one more thing. I think a really good quality of a good coach, bro, is telling you the truth. Like, look, say for example, I came to you and I'm like, Jacob, I want to get to the Olympia. I want to become an Olympia level IFBB pro. and you look at me and you go, yeah, we'll do it, we'll make it happen. You look at my physique and I look like shit. I have, you know, the worst genetics possible for it. I don't have training up to standard. I don't have the nutrition up to standard. And you can just see that I don't have it in me. Because like, you know, for some people, they don't have it. Like you can tell. Like you look at them and you can just say, yeah, you, you can't make it to the Olympia with those genetics. Some people can't. I think as a coach, you have to be able to tell an individual, you know, the reality of things and just be realistic with them and not have, you know, expectations beyond reality.
You might also need to, you know, put it something along the lines of, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, we might need to spend time doing the work to figure this out. Like, you know, someone just might respond as well. Like they might have great structure, but they've never trained before, so you just don't know how they're going to respond.
Yeah.
This could be an example of, you know, someone saying, I want to prep this year. They come to you, you know, and say you need 30 weeks to prep them, and they've come to you and they're like 25% body fat as a male. It's like, man, we
need more time, bro.
Yeah, we've got to start prepping 5 weeks. The likelihood of them responding in 5 weeks is low. Maybe if you had 10 weeks before prep started, still, that's a real push because you want to have a maintenance phase, most likely, after a pre-prep. But you might word it in such a way that, you know, it meets them where they're at. They obviously really want to prep. So you go, okay, cool. The goal for us might be to prep, but if we don't achieve this goal, it's not going to happen. And, you know, that might be getting them down to like, you know, 15% body fat in 8 weeks. The likelihood of that occurring is probably pretty low, but the intent is still there.
Yep.
You're going to want to keep them in better composition regardless in the off season. But it meets them where they're at and it gives them, okay, it's going to be hard, but, you know, maybe I can get ready in time. But, you know, Jacob or Josh said it's potentially going to be something for next year, but we're still going to try. Some people, again, they don't have this gauge of the industry, of what bodybuilding is. No. I think that's the biggest thing that I've needed to learn is I need to understand that people are at such different timelines of their progression.
There's so many different levels as well.
Yeah. It's like, you know, you could have someone that's trained for 10 years and still have intensity that's subpar.
Yeah.
Never done a proper diet phase before. But they think that 10 years means something, and it does. By all means, it means something. But it only means as much as the key variables have been fine-tuned. So, yeah, it's tough, man. Like, I've got this background of Gen Pop training, like being really focused on meeting them where they're at. And I think it has value for sure. But there is if someone says, be honest with me, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
But
you're a fat piece of shit.
You might say that. I'd like to see how that works for you, man. But yeah, like it's just going to be dependent on the person. It's so hard. It's so hard to give these hard set rules and restrictions.
That's another thing, bro. Being able to meet an individual where they are, because you can't talk to everybody the same, bro.
No, it's so hard too. Like that's. Callum from Pro Coach made a post actually about that very recently. If you can develop that skill as a coach to create an exercise or situation where you're able to break down where they're at, your coaching experience would be completely different.
Yeah.
You know, some people need to follow a meal plan for, you know, a period of time, and then they need to go to maybe tracking macros. So they like learn to understand that they can just swap rice for wheat flour or rice for pasta. And it is very close with regards to caloric value, like to develop those skills with training as well. Like maybe they have no idea how to execute properly, but their intensity is great, and they're just not sending exercise clips in. It's like, okay, something's up here. I need to somehow get this person, one, to send videos across and find out why they're not doing it. Because you'd be surprised, man. You know, if someone's not doing something, there's normally a reason.
Yeah.
And whether they tell you or not is another thing. But if you're able to just like go, hey man, like, just want to make sure you're able to send these videos across and see if there's anything that I can do. Always got to take that seat of, I'm the coach, and it's, you know, my responsibility to make sure that you've got everything you need, rather than, why isn't my client doing this? It's like,
Yeah.
that's a horrible attitude to have.
Another thing though, bro, like, as a client, you have to be able to communicate truthfully with your coach. Like, the more your coach knows, the better they can, you know, assist you with everything.
It's very important. Very important. And as a coach as well, you got to make sure that that line of communication is there, and they feel, you know, that they do have that ability to communicate properly.
Yeah.
Which, you know, sometimes you think you do, you think you have that line open, but in actual fact, it mightn't be.
Yeah.
Again, it's hard to always find where the individual's at with regards to their understanding of how things work as well. It's like, I've had people that feel that they're communicating with me too much. And I would say to them, I will tell you if you're ever communicating with me too much.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, you're paying me. I'm here for you to communicate with me whenever needed. And I want you to know that. But if I ever feel that, you know, you're just taking the mickey, taking the piss, then I'll pull back from whatever it is that's going on.
Yeah.
How many cheat meals you have in a week at the moment?
One, bro.
Meals.
One off plan a week, yeah.
Yochi?
Nah, bro, no Yochi this week. Sushi for me this week.
They charge you an arm and a leg there. Like,
yeah, bro.
It's pretty.
I did
pretty ridiculous.
I did a how big was my cup? Taylor and I did a.
Well, how much did it cost?
Taylor and I did. I think I did. We did like a $50 cup.
That's big.
Bro, it was a send. It was a send off, bro. It was Taylor's last.
How'd
Taylor's
you get
last
that
week,
much stuff in a cup?
I had 2 cups, bro.
Okay, there we go.
Had to get 2 cups.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's in the UK now. Hey.
He's back here. He's in Melbourne at the moment.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think for a couple of weeks, but yeah, he's moved over to the UK. I actually am, you know, wanting to move back myself. But obviously, there are some things that need to, you know, be addressed before that move does, or if that move happens. So
yeah,
just because the environment here, bro, like,
in Sydney maybe, but
yeah, in Sydney
it's a little bit different.
I don't know, bro. Haven't been back since I left. So
You have family over there?
nah, I do kind of just want to go over, you know, out of homesickness. But
What do you got to lose?
nothing, bro. Would be a very, very good experience. You know, some boys over there are really good.
Yeah.
The environment over there is really good. Bodybuilding's freaking massive there right now. So
yeah,
maybe
UK
not the
scene is coming through.
It's maybe not the best place politically at the moment. But that is outside my realm.
Yeah, you only control what you can control. It's like here people complaining about cost of living. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
Don't spend so much when you go out. You know, be more conservative. Try and pursue a more prestigious career that's more lucrative. Like we at the end of the day, we can't do anything
No.
that's going to have an impact. It's up to the majority at the end of the day. One, to pick who's elected, and two, to make decisions for us. We can protest and stuff. But does that get us anywhere? Maybe. I'd
Were you
rather just
saying you
focus on
wanted
what I can do.
Were you saying you wanted to move to Thailand?
I think if I moved anywhere, it would still be in Australia initially.
Okay.
Probably up coast.
Mm.
I'm interested in like Brisbane or Sunshine Coast.
Yeah.
Bit of a scene up there, which would be kind of cool. But I mean, I'm gonna be able to take work where I want to,
Mm.
but at the same time, there's always going to be the majority of clients here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Taylor's going to specifically do, but Brandon will always come back for the big shows when he's
Yeah, that's what Taylor's doing.
competing. But man, we're not here for very long, so I'm definitely not going to put it past the idea of potentially living overseas somewhere
Mm.
for a period of time. But then you've got to pay tax in 2 countries, unless you deregister.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Which is
Taxes. Australia's the worst, bro.
Yeah, it's not great. But there's
The more you
upsides.
make, the more you pay. I don't know if it's me
We were doing so well. Like,
or if it's you, but
will Josh come back? Bro, no way.
am I back? Am I back?
Oh,
Am I back?
yeah, we're back. Let's go. I was gonna say,
Okay,
like,
okay.
this is gonna be an automatic end to the podcast.
Sorry, I disconnected. I'm back. Maybe that's our sign to wrap up.
Yeah, man. Got a solid hour 45. Thanks for coming on, brother.
No. All good, bro. All good. No, thanks for having me.
Whilst you're
It was
no
fun.
longer natty, I don't think that makes much difference. That's ridiculous that some people will write people off, right?
Yeah.
Opinions off, right? Individuals off for that. At the end of the day, it actually just comes down to what they think and who they are as a person. That really matters.
Mm. Hope my mum doesn't listen
Alright,
to
man.
this.
Well, I'll end this here, episode number 2. Probably get even better conversation at the end of this. That's how it generally plays out. Thanks for coming on, man.
All good, bro.
Do it again.
Thanks for having me. I'll catch you.